For those of you who don't know, nowadays they make sure that loved ones stay away from the casket as it is being lowered into the ground. This is so a loved one doesn't get too tempted to jump in and join the body. Dirt. 5 men stand over a hole. They hold shovels, shoveling dirt. Their form is as graceful as a ballet of strain and sweat, loose hanging blue-collared shirts caked in and stained with mud. It seems as if they are made of all of it, all of the shit, all of the soil, hard work, and toil piled in. They stand tall like legends, partially blocking the sun. They are men of pure silhouettes in eclipse upon the shady grass. Into the piles they dig in deeper. They pile that dirt somewhere deeper. Teardrops emerge from feelings buried in the chasms of the caverns of my soul. My shame, dirty, exposed, and cheap as tabloid headlines of your neighborhood grocery store aisle. Is this ugly poetry? I never want to feel like I did that day. Unfinished mantras of songs like these haunted my heart that day, filling it like the dirt that fills the hole that holds my father's coffin. A son should never have to bury his father. I know that's not how the saying goes, but what I'm saying is that knowing that doesn't make it any easier not to say. A son should never have to bury his father. I was there, watching those blue-collared working men, like him, digging with shovels by a tractor underneath a rotting tree he picked to be under. They call it the Blythe. My father taught me that. He taught me that when trees get sick, they call it the Blythe. We call it cancer. My father, whose works were heaven. The family priest now tells us that our father works in heaven. He's replaced Michael Landon, and now it's no longer a highway to heaven, but a glorious golden freeway. My father worked for Caltrans most of his life, and maybe he'd like it that way. My father, who works in heaven, would notice from above how those wetbacks, his term, not mine, but with all affection, held their shovels with grace to properly bury him. In a parallel universe, I am bestowed my father's grace. Smile, then with grim determination take up a shovel. I dig in deeper, and with drawn arms take a shovelful, and stop. That didn't happen. I have to admit, I did not bury my father. I watched from a distance as those men like him buried him. When it was done, I shook their hands. Thank you. Muchas gracias. He would have been grateful. I looked at my hands in the shade of that sick tree, soft and without callus, ashamed. A son should have to bury his father. I tell you, a son should have to bury his father, should have to dig in deeper. Hard work, sweat, toil, piled in. I only had to work to bury my grief. If I had held a shovel, stolen it from those men, stolen it from my father, I would have messed up, as I messed up, as I am messing up, as I will mess up, over and over again, with the dirt spraying everywhere, and the shovel digging into my hands. The weight of it pulls on me. The shovel digs me in deeper. This is how it ends. Hey Mom, this is the text message I sent to my mother to explain my situation. It's kind of dark down here. It's muddy and wet and squishy, and there are worms, and it's cold, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. But you know, I gotta go. Goodbye, your son, David. P.S. So goes the very last text. I just wanted to let you know, I'm glad to finally be closer to my father.